Hello, my wonderful friends. Magus with you on a beautiful day in Asha. This message I've been trying to put together for about a week, and I don't really even know how to give it. So I figured I'm just going to sit down with a camera and just start pouring my heart out. It's a message of hope. You know, better days are coming. And I know sometimes you can get to that place. You know, I think especially with like addictions or depression, where you know there's a light at the end of the tunnel, but you just can't see it. And it can seem so dark and so lonely. And so I guess this message is about just realizing you will get to that better place. Matter of fact, better days are ahead. Days where you laugh harder than you've ever laughed. You love more than you ever loved. And you'll be so grateful you didn't give up. I want to read something to you from our book, Asha. We're going to be in Asha 9 today. If you're brand new to the channel, we're Zoroastrians, the Magi. And I always like to say what sets our religion apart. One, it was the original religion, the very first that the others branched off of. But it was pure, my friends. When this started, it was absolutely pure. Our God didn't get angry. He didn't get jealous. He didn't hate. He didn't war, kill men, women, and children. He was just the highest principle of good. And I don't know what happened over the centuries that changed it to a God that does these horrific things, and that they call that the highest principle of good. I'm not even going to try to guess. But my friend, I'll tell you what I have learned. If you'll restore Spirit's image back to that perfect perfection, that purity, that love without the hate, that light with no darkness, just a God that sends good. He doesn't send good and evil. His nature is just to shine good. When you restore His image and you take that Spirit into you, you hold that Spirit, it changes you. It'll change your life. It'll change your world. It'll change your thinking. And my friends, it's our thinking that we get trapped in. I shared a story one time that really woke me up to it. I was up in the mountains with one of my dear friends, and to me it was the most beautiful day. I mean, a moose came out of the woods. I was blown away. I didn't know they were that big, my friends. And of course, I'm such a nerd. I had my flannel shirt on and my cowboy boots, you know, and I'm living the mountain life. And I just thought it was beautiful. And the way the clouds were kind of like hanging on the mountaintops. And it was just, to me, it was heaven on earth. But my friend with me was having the worst day. Here, two people in the same place having two totally different experiences. And he was lost in a hell in his own mind. And here's what he told me. I think it's funny now. It wasn't funny at the time for him, but he goes, that poor moose. He's probably so full of ticks that he just bites at himself all night, can't sleep, just miserable. You know, I didn't see any ticks on him. He looked happy. He was just munching on bushes. He seemed fine. Then he started talking about the clouds, and I thought were so beautiful. He started talking about vitamin D deficiencies and it's like not a disease, but just a disorder of, I think they call it SAD. You're not getting enough sun and vitamin D. And I was just thinking, what world is this guy living in? And then I started thinking, well, what world am I living in? I was living in the perfect Creator's perfect idea, and he was living in hell. But I realized it was all taking place in our minds, my friends. And so if we can get our minds right, and something I learned, in Asha 9 it talks about it. Let me just read this little portion to you. It says, my eyes will not see, nor ears hear the lie and illusion. The lie and illusion, it's a liar. It's telling you the worst things. And it's almost kind of embarrassing. I'm going to open up and share with you because it might help someone. But when I was a young man, I used to find myself getting in fights with my girlfriends for something that never happened. Like I'd be going to pick them up, and in the car ride, I know, you're going to think, Magus, you are a crazy person. But I would let these scenarios run of worst case scenarios of like, she's probably went off with this guy and did this. And I'd get myself just in these vain imaginations, these lies in my own head. By the time I got to pick her up, I was in a bad mood looking for a fight. I was sabotaging this beautiful relationship with something in my own head. And then I started to see a pattern there. Like I'd have an encounter with someone that went fine. But then I'd start thinking about, well, what if they said this and I would have said this? And I'd make a whole fight out of it in my own mind. Is this crazy, or has anyone else ever done this? But it was part of my growing process, and I realized that it's all happening in my head. I'm making myself uncomfortable and angry and miserable, and I'm ruining these relationships, and even good encounters I had, I was turning them into bad encounters, thinking, well, if this would have happened, and I started thinking, what am I doing? I'm making myself miserable. And then you watch the news, and you can get yourself in a funk real quick. So Asha says it, don't let your eyes see the light illusion. Don't listen to the lies in your head. I don't know if it's evil spirits whispering in our ears or just our own ridiculous imaginations of what could be, my friends, but we need to think the highest truth. Be positive. Be that see the glass half full kind of person. I just heard a great study on the radio. People that are positive live 4 years longer, and on top of that, they live happier. And it's all just takes place in your head and mind. Now with addictions, with alcohol and drugs, that's hard because, you got to get out of that place. But there is hope at the end of that. And I know it doesn't seem like it, my friends, but you're going to replace those drugs and alcohol with better feeling things. I'll never forget, I was at one of the lowest points in my life. You talk about things falling apart. Wife left, lost my house. It was bad, my friends, and I know that dark feeling. And I remember thinking, after a couple weeks, well, it's going to get better. And then a couple months, I'm going, my God, it's still. It took a couple years for me to get my head right because I had to completely change my thinking. I had to stop with the wrong thoughts and listen and entertaining the lie and illusion to get out of that place. But I wanted out of it enough. And I remember one day I was up to about my ankles in the ocean water, watching my kids play, and they're running from the waves and making sandcastles, and I actually had warm tears coming down my eyes because I was finally at that place I wanted to be. It was just love, and it was light, and it was a good life after years of darkness, and it kept getting better. And life was so beautiful. I'm thinking, I'm so glad I didn't end it or something, because these days are better than the good days I thought before. And there was a dark period. It could have gone quicker though, if I would have made some adjustments in me. But it's sometimes we want to blame others or circumstances. My friends, it really does take place in our minds. And I know there's circumstances because I went through them. I get it. But the healing's going to take place inside of you, and you're going to create a better world. Better days are coming, bright days, days at the beach, days in the mountains, days with loved ones. My friends, maybe a new love. Good things will come. There's cycles. Think, if you're in a dark time right now, think back of a good time you had. And just remember those good feelings. That's a start, just to remember love and peaceful times. But then think back even past that. There was probably a dark time that was before that, and then a good time and a bad time. So you will get through it, my friends. Have hope. Don't give up. And it can get even better. The older I get, my friends, it's getting better. I can finally see that life is a gift, and I'm so grateful. Don't listen to the lie. And if it starts, to whisper in your ear, just stop it. Go to somewhere good. Go to somewhere positive. Keep reaching for the higher. My friends, guys, I love you so much. There's a handful of you that have stayed with me through the years, and I don't have words to tell you what that means to me. It's just that love, that loyalty, the bond that we have, the community we created through this little book of good words. My friends, that original word that is just It's love, and it's brought us so much peace and life and love, and it's brought us into this family. And maybe you're watching us for the first time. We would love to have you join us. You know, it really is just about getting the message of truth out. And I guess the selfish part is we created a family here, friendships that we all need. So we get something out of it. All the money, get this, all the money that I get from these books I give away. Because I wanted people to know my heart. I give it all away. We've done such good things with our charity work, my friends. And then we're getting this beautiful message out of the original religion, the message of the Magi, Asha, the real above all real, my friends. So anyway, guys, I hope that helped. And I hope you know how much I love you. And I just know, my friends, great things are coming. Just watch that mind, you know. Just always be reaching for that higher, better thought. If a bad thought and scenario starts to play out, just stop it. Say nope, 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 and then replace it with a good thing. Think about a good scenario. Create good imaginations in your mind. Watch it; it changes you chemically. Instead of making you angry and frustrated, it makes you happy. You know, and it blesses your relationships and friendships. And healing is coming. I know someone needs to hear that right now. Healing is coming for your heart. And I'm so sorry for the pain you've suffered. I really do love you so much. But, you don't want to hear it right now. But you are going to grow from this and be better. And you're going to help other people just with your very life. Your life means so much. And I hope you know that. You mean so much. You are important to the all. You are part of the all. You come from the all. You are an important part. My friends, you are needed, and we love you. So have a blessed day, and we'll see you next time. Hello, my wonderful friends. Magus with you. Another beautiful day in Asha. Today I just want to read to you from our book Asha. The perfect creator's perfect mind created a perfect thought. I am that thought. I am perfect spirit. I choose not to be double-minded. I choose to think God and not the lie. I am perfect spirit. God's child thought and spirit makes form. Therefore, my world is perfect. On a subconscious level, I live in truth, and the lie of discord disappears. The spell of separation is broken, for in truth, all is good, all is God. As the wise Lord is perfect, so his idea of creation is perfect. This is called Asha, truth. And this idea of truth is the very spirit of God. It is the true vision of God's ideal existence. It is the real above all real, the highest truth, creation in perfect order and harmony, where nothing occurs at the expense or harm of another. God put the good mind, the divine spark in all his creatures, so it has a guide at all times. It's how the seed knows to climb out of the ground and become a plant, how the planets stay their course, and how man will find his way home to Asha, truth. Living in truth is a life without enemies. For evil, the lie, and the illusion is rendered nothing. So go, Ashavan, truth knower, in truth and enjoy this wonderful life, knowing you are God's thought, living in God's idea. My only job is to align with and hold continuously in mind the attributes of God, love, life, peace, joy, power, and freedom, and to be those attributes. My mind is God. My thoughts are not always God. May my thoughts align with mind. Perceive and understand only the good, and let your experience and practice be the same. Be aware at all times of your high standing. Always remember the covenant written on your mind, that you might not forget you are a child of the King. When you realize you come from good spirit, and you're made of good spirit, and you shall return to good spirit, your vibration rises, and you become a mighty spiritual force, creating in the plastic medium of creation. Asha, I am God's thought, and I live in God's idea. Perfection. The whole universe vibrates with expectant energy, for God is with child, and all throughout the celestial palace, the prospect of ever-expanding good radiates brilliant and bright with joy, as the highest principle of good shines the light of observance on the dark waves. That is the plastic medium of creation. And in conformity to law, the wise Lord's highest desire is focused into form, young, timeless, and beneficial to all. I am awakened to who I am. I have shed the illusion of the lower animal. I have let go all error. I refuse to hold the vibrations, feelings, or emotions of the lie. I live only in the vibration of truth, Asha, God's highest idea of good. My eyes will not see, nor ears hear the lying illusion. Resonance. I know being grateful will bring more things to be grateful for. I'm grateful for life. I'm grateful for love. I'm grateful for family. I'm grateful for friends. I'm grateful for protection. I'm grateful for provision. I'm grateful for peace. And I'm grateful for joy. I am grateful for I live in this. I live in God. My good Asha is